We now move to Leader Plaid Cymru, Leanne Wood.
Diolch, Llywydd. First Minister, universities and higher education institutions are the backbone not only of our economy but of our entire country. In your draft budget, you are proposing to what is in effect a £41 million cut to Welsh university funding. Last week, we had the devastating news about job losses at Tata Steel. Now, there is every possibility that the job losses facing higher education could be greater in number than those announced by Tata last week, and they will impact on almost every community throughout the country. Have you made any assessment as to the number of job losses as a result of that cut?
I don't accept there need to be any job losses. The total income of HE in Wales in 1 year is 1.3 billion. And so 40 million, though a substantial amount of money, is a small percentage of the total income of HE in Wales. Secondly, we know that many HE institutions have substantial reserves, up to 100 million, and maybe beyond in the case of some of them. We know that FE colleges had difficulties last year, and we understood that, and we listened, and we made sure this year the situation was easier for them. It's important that people understand, of course, we've had a cut in our budget. The leader of Plaid Cymru will have heard me say that on many occasions. But HE institutions are far more robust in terms of their reserves, in terms of the income that they can attract. Yes, we will listen to them, of course, but nevertheless, I think it has to be put in the context of what their overall income is.
I'm staggered that you've made no assessment as to the potential job losses as a result of this cut, and there will be a cut. There is a reduction in HEFCW's budget, according to your own figures, from £129 million this year to £88 million next year. And that cut could translate to a 40% cut to research funding, and that is according to HEFCW. And that will not only result in job losses, but it will also put Welsh universities at a competitive disadvantage when it comes to research. Now, First Minister, this cut means that you will be spending more money on universities outside of Wales than you will be spending on the entire HEFCW budget. Are you prepared to confirm that that is the case?
I do not accept there need to be any job losses. Any job losses as a result of what has been proposed. Universities have substantial reserves. Other organisations are expected to draw on those reserves. I fail to see why universities should be treated differently. That said, we will listen to any case that they will make, but they have to accept that many sectors have found it difficult. They cannot be immune to the cuts that we're seeing from the UK government, and bear in mind that their total income is far, far higher, for example, than the income that exists for FE colleges. Now, turning to the point that the Leader of Plaid Cymru makes, which is that she wants to stop paying the tuition fees of those students from Wales who choose to study in England, which is her party's policy. I do not support that in principle. I think it's important that money follows Welsh students. I think HE institutions in Wales must compete for Welsh students, rather than having them delivered on a plate. I think it's important that Welsh students have a choice. For example, if they have the opportunity to go to Oxford or Cambridge, they should have the chance to have that opportunity. If they want to study courses that aren't available in Wales, then why should they be penalised financially for the fact that they would then have to pay 3 times as much as they do now? So no, we are not, I would not support a situation where we should look at crudely cutting back on the tuition fee support that's available to students from Wales who choose to study outside Wales.
First Minister, you were sounding very complacent, and this questioning session is not about Plaid Cymru's policy. We will have plenty of opportunity to discuss Plaid Cymru's policy. This is my opportunity to question you about your policy. And First Minister, it is without dispute that you will spend over £90 million on funding universities outside of Wales. For the first time ever, that will be more than the entire HEFCW budget. Now, First Minister, what is clear is that you have no policy beyond the Diamond Review. You haven't confirmed what you will do for student support. The only thing that you have confirmed is that you want to make this £41 million cut, which is a cut of 32% to Welsh universities. Do you have any intention of being open and transparent with people about your intentions for higher education before the election next May? And will you start that process by reversing this cut to HEFCO?
Well, can I say, the Leader of Plaid Cymru suggests that somehow I'm not answering her questions. I am, she just doesn't like the answers. I mean, the reality is, she dresses up her argument that we are funding universities in England at 290 million. We are funding Welsh students. We are funding Welsh students. Now, what she objects to, and you know, it's a man of her party, is that we should fund Welsh students to study outside Wales. That is what she objects to. Now, I do not agree with that position. I don't think that it's right for students in Wales to have to pay £9,000 a year in tuition fees, just like in England. I do not accept that. Secondly, I do not accept that students in Wales should be penalised because they study outside Wales or study courses that aren't available in Wales. So when she says this is, she tries to suggest this is money we're somehow giving to universities in England. We are giving money to Welsh students to study and escape the level of debts that their colleagues, unfortunately, in England face when they leave college.
You cut in here,
Thank you.